Hi friends, welcome back to my channel. My name's Jack, this is Jthbooks, and it's time to talk about the books I am looking forward to in 2025. Now, this is the video I make every year. Well, for the last few years. I don't know how long I've been doing this anymore. It doesn't matter, no one watches. No, I've made this video a couple of times. Let's put it that way. We'll put it that way. I've made it a couple of times, and it is just a list of books that I am incredibly looking forward to for 2025. Normally it's the first half of the year, and then I say I'll make one halfway through the year as well, but I never do. Never got round to it. So it's just for the year. Normally I put quite a lot on here, and I go for a bit too many, and I don't actually read them all. But this year we're going to keep it shorter. The ones I am really excited for, really looking forward to. I'm lucky enough to have a few of them already, so I can hold them up. Otherwise I have to show you some pictures. But yeah, I'm really looking forward to these books. Really looking forward to them, actually. Especially some of them. Oh, look, that shows my age, because I do a heart like that. But don't the kids do it like that or something? Can't even do it. I'm old. What can I say? I love looking forward to books. I just love books in general. Obviously, I've made a whole YouTube channel about it. It's just it's a fact. It's a fact. But I do love looking forward to books coming out, especially by authors that I've read before and I've absolutely loved, and by some new up-and-coming authors I'm interested in. I think looking forward to books is one of the pure, simple pleasures in life. Is it the case sometimes we put too much pressure on them and they don't live up to the hype? Maybe. If you've been on my channel before, you know that happens quite a lot. But we're not going to have that this time. These are all going to be 5 stars. I'm going to love them all. But shall I stop waffling on and shall we talk about the books? Okay. I can hear you. I'll stop. Let's talk about the books. I will just say as well, all these are the UK dates. I live here in the UK. I know. Don't hold it against me. But I do. So these are all the UK dates. I don't know what dates are coming out around the world. Some of them might already be out. You know how that happens. You know how sometimes the US gets a book 6 months before us, or sometimes the other way around. I don't know why that works. I'm not smart enough to work in publishing. I wish I was. I'm not. But yeah, just to clarify, these are all UK dates. So first up, coming out on the 23rd of January is Disappoint Me by Nicola Dinnan. Now, Nicola Dinnan is the author of Bellies, which was a book I incredibly enjoyed. A book that won a prize last year for the Polari Prize for the First Book Award. So this is her follow-up to her debut, and I'm very excited for it. In Disappointment, we follow Max, who, in her 30s, a poet, a legal counsel, sort of leading a seemingly successful life. She takes a tumble down the stairs at a New Year's Eve party and wakes up alone. And with that, she decides to make some changes and give heteronormative a go. And there she meets Vincent, who is carrying secrets of his own, who appears to be this sort of enlightened man, and we're going to find out if he is or not. I'm so incredibly excited for this. It sounds like we're going to follow both perspectives, but I'm not sure. I haven't read it yet. But just very excited for it. Like I said, I loved Bellies, and I'm very lucky to have received this from Doubleday Books UK. And like I said, it's out on the 23rd of January here in the UK. Next up, coming out on the 13th of February 2025, is The South by Tash Orr. This was kindly sent to me by Full for Sake Books, and I actually got to see the author talk live at their event, which made me just even more excited for this book. In this, we follow Jay, who, after his grandfather dies, him and his family move back to their hometown, and his father sends him out to work on the farm, and there, for the first time, he meets another boy, and their relationship intensifies. And this is a look at their relationship and what happens when the private becomes public, and how it affects the family and how the land around them affects their lives. It sounds incredibly interesting. I know at the event, Tash Orr said that this is the first in a quartet of novels, so I'm very excited for that. Who knows when they're going to come out, but at least I know when this one's coming out. I can't wait. I've never read this author before, so this is a new to me author, but I know his other books have been longlisted for the Booker Prize, and I'm just so excited. The way he was speaking about it just made it sound so unbelievably brilliant, and I'm very lucky to have this. Like I said, it comes out on the 13th of February. Next up, we have Human Animal by Seth Insua, which comes out on the 20th of February here in the UK. And this was kindly sent to me by Seth himself, which I very much appreciate. In this, we follow George, who is a dairy farmer who's struggling to keep his farm afloat. and he is sort of ignoring a lot of the things going on in his life. And when his son comes back from university, these two continue to have a troubled relationship. But when the farm is being protested and Tom, his son, sides with the protesters, the two really lock horns. But then secrets are discovered as they look back through their family history and the history of the farm. I'm so excited for this one. Like I said, it comes out on the 20th of February. I know it's got some queer undertones. I know we're going to have a sort of a look back at the history, and I'm incredibly excited for it. Coming out on the 6th of March, we have Sleeping Children by Anthony Passeron, translated from the French by Frank Wynne. This book is set in 1981, and we follow a Parisian doctor in the US who is beginning to see cases of a disease that he cannot understand. But it also follows, miles away in France, the story of Anthony Passeron's family, and in their small town that is riddled with a heroin addiction, but they can also feel the AIDS crisis looming in around them. And it is about the time before it happens and what it feels like. And I've heard nothing but great things. A few of my friends have already read this. And, you know, I was a little bit jealous. I had to say, can I please have a copy so I can read it? Because I've heard incredible things. It's the author's debut. I'm just excited for it. I'm so excited for it. And then coming out on the 13th of March, we have Stag Dance by Tori Peters. Now, this is a bit different to the other ones because in this we have a novel and 3 novellas all within this one book. And I'm so excited to see what they are and how, if they're separate, if they're going to intertwine in some way. I'm very excited to figure all that out. I loved Tori Peters' writing in their debut, and I'm so lucky to have this. I'm so excited, and I absolutely cannot wait to read it. Coming out on the 24th of April, actually the same as the next one, we have The Gentleman and His Vow by Rebecca Ide. In this, we follow Nicholas, who is the heir to a failing dukedom, and he has to have a marriage of convenience to keep it going. And he does not expect it to be Lady Leith, who is the daughter of his father's sworn enemy. And the castle goes into lockdown while they are in marriage negotiations. And the person dealing with negotiations is a man named, what's his name? Dashiell, who is Nicholas's former lover, who he has not forgiven. But when a body turns up after lockdown, they think it's an accident, and then the second one turns up and they realise something sinister is going on. It's full of queer desire, it's full of magic, it's full of mystery, as you can tell. And yeah, like I said, I'm not a massive fantasy reader, but when I heard about this one, I said, oh, that sounds good. I'm intrigued. I like those tropes, I like that premise. So 24th of April, this one. Also on April 24th, we have Open Heaven by Sean Hewitt. Now, Sean Hewitt is a poet. He's the author of a couple of non-fiction books that I love, and this is his debut fiction book. And this was kindly sent to me by Jonathan Cape, Vintage Books. In this, we follow James, who has grown up in a small town. He wants to leave. He's just on that sort of the cusp of adulthood. And then when a boy named Luke comes to town to be sent to work on his aunt and uncle's farm, the two boys form a connection, and it's about the perils of first love. I am so incredibly excited for this book. I loved Sean's memoir. I am so excited to read this beautiful book. Look, I've said it's beautiful. I haven't read it yet, but I think when a poet writes a book, it just works, doesn't it? So I'm so ready for this one. And now we're going to go on to the ones that I've just got to put a picture for because I don't have a copy of them. And first up, coming out on the 6th of February, we have Love in Exile by Sean Fay. Now, Sean Fay is the brilliant author of the non-fiction book, The Transgender Issue, and this is their follow-up, which is another non-fiction, and it is all about what it means to grow up feeling that you do not deserve love because of who you are, and the way we sort of change ourselves to try and fit what we think it means to be loved, and what it means to do that when you grow up queer. And from Sean's perspective, when she is a trans woman, I think it's going to be brilliant. I'm so excited for it. I'm so ready for this important subject to be discussed, and I am excited. I'm very excited. I might go pre-order it now, actually, and see if I can pick up a signed copy. Just Yeah, very so. It's just going to be brilliant. I just know it's going to be brilliant. And then coming out on the 15th of June, here in the UK at least, we have a new novel from Ocean Vuong, which is The Emperor of Gladness. And I'm so excited for this one. I have a pre-ordered signed copy. It's ready. It's done. It's done. Clicked. I'm getting a signed copy. I'm getting a signed copy. Now, in this novel, we are following a wayward young man who somehow ends up caring for an elderly lady with dementia. And it is the story of their friendship and second chances. That's all I know. That's all I can tell you. That's all I can say. I'm so excited for this book. We know it's going to be beautiful. Again, another poet writing a book. I'm excited. I'm so excited. June, though. Didn't really know the date until I looked it up. Even when I pre-ordered it, I didn't look at the date. I thought it might be sooner, but hey, I'm a patient boy. I can wait. And then, lastly, the last book I'm excited for. I can't even put a picture up because I don't know any information. I don't know. I don't know when it's coming out. I don't know a cover for it. All I know is that Brian Washington has a new book being published by Jthbooks here in the UK in 2025. That's what I know. He has signed a 2-book deal in America, and so I've got some information. When it comes to Brian Washington, I'm like this. He has signed a 2-book deal in America, which both of them, but I believe the first one coming out here in the UK at least is about an estranged mother and son who had not spoken for 10 years, and then they chose to reconcile in Tokyo. That is all I know. That's all I know. But it's Brian Washington. You know I love Brian Washington books. You know I do. So I know it's probably like not a great way to end it, but it's a great way for me. It's a great way for me. A Brian Washington moment. I'm happy. Couldn't be happier. I absolutely could not be happier. And friends, that is it. That is it. It's just 10 books. But they're 10 books I am incredibly excited for. They are 10 books I'm incredibly excited for. Normally I do like 20, and I normally read like 5 of them. But no, we're not doing that this year. We have 10, and I'm going to read all 10. We have 10, and I shall be reading all 10. I'm so unbelievably excited for all these books. Let me know if there are any books you're excited about coming out this year. Let me know if you're excited for any of these books from this list. If you're joining the club. If you're joining the club and you're excited, you're welcome. Come into the club. Yeah, just so... I'm so excited. I'm so grateful to have books to look forward to. It just makes everything a little bit more joyful, and that's what we all need, isn't it? I want to thank you all so much for watching. Feel free to like and subscribe, and I'm going to speak to you all really, really soon.